Congratulations.
So, gentlemen, that's a hell of a segue because we are going to start talking about the AFC West right now, man. And so the AFC West, it's a hell of a division we got going on right now. We're going to go ahead and go through all the divisions right now through football, and I'm going to give our opinions on who's real and who's not. Obviously, right now we got the Kansas City Chiefs sitting undefeated. They're in first place in this division. So I think the Chiefs, without a doubt, obviously are real. Out of this division, I told you guys from the start of the season, we did this in the beginning of the season. I thought the Chargers were going to be a little bit better than we thought. The Chargers aren't too bad. What are they sitting at? They have a winning record, I believe, at this point. I think they're 4-3 right now, so I don't think they're doing too bad. But out of this group, I would be on the lookout for the Denver Broncos, man. You're just talking about Sean Payton. I think Bo Nix is kind of coming into his own. He's looking a lot better than when he first started out. Denver might be making some moves, man. BC, what's your thoughts on this division, bro?
I mean, for me, it's a two-horse race with the division as far as the contenders, quote unquote. To call Los Angeles a contender is probably a bit much, but I would say that they're legit. I mean, you can't have one of the best defenses in the league and not be considered legit. So I definitely got to give the Chargers that, and obviously Kansas City's Kansas City. We're gonna find out when the Bucs come to town, they're going to dog walk them. So, spoiler alert early. But I know I'm very pessimistic right now, and I have every right to. But
you cannot take this away from me.
I just disagree with you. I don't think that they're going to dog walk because they play good enough to win, but they're not playing super up to par. If you watch every game, it's been close. It hasn't been a blowout like that. And
but
Mahomes been throwing picks too.
Right. Kansas City definitely looks beatable. It's just finding the way to beat them. That's been the thing is that Kansas City, I don't think they're going to go undefeated this season. They're going to drop maybe one, maybe two. It'll definitely make the playoffs without a doubt. They're not going to have a collapse like that or anything. But having said that, though, they definitely don't look as dominant as they've looked for the past few years.
Yeah, but I think that they're just looking for that one game where they can – they make that statement and be like, oh, yeah, this is our league. Like, we're not just stumbling our way to 7-0. Like, yeah, we're going to put a statement on this. And the one thing I understand with Mahomes, like, he's been throwing a lot of picks this year. The Bucs struggle to get interceptions. Like, the amount of times I have seen catchable interceptions go through their hands has been ridiculous. And their defense, Kansas City's defense has been fantastic, and I think the Bucs offense will be really tested against them. But, yeah, Kansas City's offense will the way this defense has been playing, it would not surprise me to see them just blow it. Maybe blowout's a strong word, but I see this by a couple scores. But anyway, back to the main point, though. Kansas City, definitely, class of the entire NFL. Los Angeles, one of the best defenses in the league. Got to put them up there on that list, too. But the Raiders and Broncos, I believe they still have a lot left to be desired.
Yeah, definitely. I do like Bo Nix. I think he is coming into his own for sure, like Steve said. But I don't think they're gonna push enough to get the wild card spot. The Raiders out there, they're looking horrible offensively. They're not gonna really do much. The Chargers, they may get into the wild card spot, but the thing is, they have so many inconsistencies on offense that sometimes they look good, sometimes they look bad. Their defense is great for sure, it's top 15. But when it comes to the offense, man, they're so inconsistent that it's tough. The running game is pretty good, but now lately, the last 3 games, it's been just all right. It hasn't been
J.K. Dobbins hasn't been having the explosive plays that he had to start.
That he had in like the first 4 games. Yeah, exactly. And then the Chiefs, they're not playing so great, but the thing is that they know how to win, and they find ways to win, and this is why they're undefeated.
Yeah.
I mean, I would think obviously the Chiefs are going to, I think, make the playoffs. That's without a doubt. I wouldn't be surprised if the Broncos snuck in a wild card spot there, though. I like the way they've been playing lately. Now, granted, they've played a couple, lower tier teams the last couple of weeks. It just seems like everything's starting to click a little bit for them, But I think kind of funny that the Chargers defense is playing so well whenever they had a defensive-minded coach for the last couple of years, besides before Harbaugh got there, and their defense was always just awful. It's like Brandon Staley just wasn't a good coach, man. They haven't really changed much in Los Angeles, and they just couldn't get the offense going. But